Good morning. So, since the squirrel figured out a way how to get up here and get the tomatoes and just enjoy himself, I I have just covered them up. And just protected them that way. So I am going to clean up the mess, trim back all the yellowing and dead all the dead stuff, dead leaves. Basil has taken off. The basil is almost trying to take over the tomato pot. But we still have a few good fruit left. So I do have other tomato bushes growing down on the lower level. So we'll get some more tomatoes before the summer is done. I don't want my glasses to hit the deck, so we're gonna put them on. Put them on. That's why they don't fall and break. Even though I really don't need them for this. But just to protect them, we're gonna just keep them on my face. Untie this. Yeah, that squirrel or whatever it is, I don't know, it's all the damage that was done was not typical of what I have been seeing from the squirrel. And then pooping all over the deck. Just leaving a mess. And eating the cantaloupe. Just gnawed at the cantaloupe. I had one good cantaloupe growing. So there's nothing left to this. I have cantaloupe growing in the grow bag on the lower level also. So I'll focus on that. Or these biodegradable bags. I guess it's good for the landfill, but they're so fragile. They just tear up before you can get anything in them. I ordered those on Amazon. And I don't know, it seems that with time, they're from Cleanomic. They just tear up before you get to use them. Okay. I'm going to cut this back as much as possible. Not going to do a lot out here. It rained last night, so there's some biting gnats. They're not mosquitoes. But little, in Florida, they have these little bugs called no-see-ums. And like the name, no-see-um, you don't see them, but you feel them. And I worked in Key West for a while, and my coworker at that time was Noreen, and so she schooled me on the no-see-ums. I had never heard about them before then. You don't have a tomato or nothing that looks like a tomato starting. I'm gonna put all this in the compost. In fact, I should test this bag out, put the whole bag in there. So therefore, I need to take this paper towel out. And just to test and see how biodegradable the bag is. I think I'll do that. Let's experiment. And I'll give you an update on how it works. Oh, you're attached and you look like you're trying to grow healthy. I'm just going to let this basil go to seed because I have plenty of other basil. So I want to see what the flower looks like. See if I can collect some seed from the flowers. I think it would be the same process as the others. Just let them dry out completely. And then put them in little starter pots. Ooh, a nice ripe sugar sweet. That's what this one is. And they are sweet. Very good. This is my first time trying them. Nothing on there. These might have been a lot of the sucker branches that I missed. The ones that grow in between the branch that's actually producing fruit. You have these little sucker ones in between in the joints. And they say you pinch them off to keep your bush healthy. Uh-oh. Did I do the wrong thing? Okay. These marigolds are spent. Marigold is good for pest control. It wards off a lot of the pests don't like the marigold. I don't know if it's the scent. I'm sure it has something to do with the scent. So that's why I have marigold growing in all of my vegetables and fruit beds. That looked like the one they stole. Yeah, the tomato plant, it does not need all this foliage. So, yep, took 2 tomatoes off of that one. Let it put all the energy into the ones that are looking good. We're gonna get that one. Oh yeah, let me show you an example of the sucker, what I was talking about. Okay, you see how this is your main branch, and then you have another lateral. The ones that grow right in between there are suckers. And so before they get any growth, just pinch those off. I'm just taking that because we're about done with this tomato bush. You know what? And it's done really well inside of the green stalk. I didn't expect to get the fruit that I'm getting from the green stalk because they have such a small space to grow in. But they did well. I'm quite pleased with my green stalk. Thank you, Cherie, my Mother's Day gift. Yep, got a lot of growth. Collected quite a few good strawberries. I covered this. These are the Roma tomatoes. And since the squirrel figured out a way to get to the other tomato pot, I just covered that one up since it had really good growth. Has really good growth. So we're going to get as many of the Roma tomatoes. I did take one off that was blushing. Had a little color, so I'm letting it ripen inside. And did get, I got a handful of strawberries. Not a lot, but a lot of them I just removed to try and help get some bigger ones. Yeah, they were coming out, growing out really healthy and nice and red and sweet. They were very good, just small. So this looks nice and healthy now. So you take off the leaves that are yellowing and have insect damage, and then this way it can give all the energy to the healthy growing. Not wasting on stuff that's dying or struggling. So here I have beets. Now it has not been that much time. Always keep your tools clean when pruning, when you're going from plant to plant, you don't want to spread anything from one to the other. So I should have done it right after cutting the tomato. So about a month ago, a little less than a month, I started some beets because I really love beets. And you know what? Now I see some kind of insect in there. Little tiny things. I wonder if those are the no-see-ums. Let me go get something to spray in there. Okay, this Dr. Earth is organic, so they say. And see all the ingredients. It has rosemary oil, sesame, peppermint, thyme, cinnamon, and garlic. And then glycerin, lecithin, and water. So you know what? Since I do want to eat the beets, if they get healthy and big enough, I am not going to use this. Even though it says organic, um, I'm just not going to use it. I'm not going to go into all of that right now. I'll try some other items from my kitchen, something that I know what I'm putting in my body. And if that don't take care of it, then I'll start my beets all over somewhere else. But yes, this is my first time growing beets, and it looks pretty good so far in a green stalk. And here is the cucumber, which is looking really good and healthy. So far, it has not been bothered by any of the pests, other than something's biting on the leaf, but that's not bad. I am very pleased with my cucumbers. This is the first year. Last year, I did get a cucumber, a very small one, and I had it in a pot, but it got attacked by some kind of pest, and they just ate on it, so I just got rid of the whole plant. So right now, I will inspect the leaves, see if there's anything that I can do to keep it from being, leaves from being eaten up. I don't see anything, but this is a homemade spray that, and it's water, neem oil, and a little dish detergent. And it's supposed to take care of a lot of these little small foliage eating pests. And we have a lot of budding going on and blossoms that seem to have been pollinated. So, good news. Oop, knock that one off. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't want to disturb it too much because it's doing so well. We'll just leave it be and wait for the vegetables to grow. Okay, and look at this mess I have to clean up. That's what the squirrel did. I mean, just had a feast over here. And the one who created that mess actually got in. Now I have the bag pulled. There's a drawstring, so I had that pulled tightly, and but there was a small opening. The amazing thing, they got in, went all the way up, took the ripe tomatoes, got down and took them out. So this was my next line of defense. So I used this netting. Well, it's like a nylon mesh. I don't even remember where I got it from. I've had it so long. Yeah, but since I did that, um, whatever was not able to penetrate that. So My tomatoes that are ripening should be fine. I have 3 plants in here. That's the beefsteak tomato, and then a cherry tomato, and then I have about 3 different basil plants. Yep, and last year, those beefsteak tomatoes, they got so big. They were about, let's see, compared to that one, they were about at least 3 times the size. But I'm okay with that. And it's probably because it was in its own pot. It was in this pot by itself. So it was able to grow much larger. But I'll take that. You know, they still have a good taste, and I'm satisfied with that. And here is my lemongrass. I'm going to end this video with this. I put it up on the deck to have easy access. But look how big this thing has gotten. Let me go stand next to it so you can have a comparison and see. Look how big that thing is. So I want to take it and put it back downstairs in the yard somewhere. But that thing is heavy now, so I don't know. I think I'll let it finish out this season, and then once it's done, I'll cut it back, and then next year I won't be doing that again. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Another day trying to figure all this out, get my good fruit, get it protected from the critters and the pests. And, you know, I don't mind sharing. It's okay. They have some and I have some. Yeah, the problem is they don't know when to, enough is enough. You know, and then they come up and they make a mess like that. That has to be cleaned up. I have my garlic and Hawaiian chili peppers in here. Just going to give them some air. But you guys have a great day. Grow something. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned.